Hi, my name is Laura. I'm a filmmaker and content creator, and I've been doing the artist way now for 10 weeks, so I'm on chapter 10. I have been away for a while. I've been busy, and I just haven't been super inspired for the past 2 weeks. So, anyway, I'm back. Hello. Okay, so yes, week 10 is all about recovering a sense of self protection. So, that means sometimes asserting and reasserting certain boundaries that you have, or accepting the fact that certain people are not going to support you for whatever reason, and you just have to act accordingly. If that means, not sharing certain projects with them, not sharing the process with them, that's okay. You will find people that you can share your creativity with who will support you. It is going to be hard, but you will find them. And of course, the final thing, but I feel like that's just been a theme of the entire Artist Way, is to commit to your creative work despite external doubts. So not your own doubts this time around, but external doubts, and there are thousands of those. My morning pages this week were okay. I've been in a bit of a rut for the past 2 weeks, if I'm honest, and let's just say that my morning pages reflect that. And that's fine. I'm not happy about it. It's not, the funnest thing to read, but it's also, it helps me to be confronted with the fact that certain things are not working, and that I might need to make certain decisions in the future to change things, which is a little scary, but also part of being an adult. Right, yeah. On the more positive side, I have recently finished a set where I was a co-producer in Zurich, and it was it was for a short film that's really cute. It's like a rom-com with a little twist at the end. And yeah, the crew was really nice, so it was a really, really lovely experience. It was over 3 days, so it wasn't that long. And I had a lot of the post-production co-producer things to do, like making sure that people sent me their receipts, making sure that I keep on top of the spending, that kind of stuff. We did go slightly over budget. I'm not happy about it, but hey, it allowed me to learn a lot of things. It gave me a new understanding and appreciation for the work of a producer and a co-producer. I'm really happy about it. My art date was just a couple of doodles this week, and I am trying to diversify my art dates. It's not working very well this week anyway. It didn't work. Hopefully next week will be better. I have a couple of ideas, but yeah, we'll see. The tasks this week were really interesting and inspiring, which, means that I completed a couple more than I usually would. The first one was happiness touchstones, and I've come up with 5. So one of them is the lake or a body of water like a river. It really makes me feel a lot more calm when I get to take some time to go to the lake. 2 is a walk in the forest, and if you look at my past videos, you'll see that there's a couple of them where I'm just filming myself walking in a forest. Not fascinating, but it does bring me a lot of mental clarity, and it just, getting my body in motion sometimes unlocks things in my brain. Sometimes I just feel a bit like there's no momentum, there's no inspiration, I just feel fucking stuck. And it helps to go for a walk and to get things moving a little bit. What else? Oh, sinking my teeth into a good book is the 3rd happiness touchstone. It's just really nice to be exposed to good writing and to be able to spend time with it and let my mind go somewhere completely different and just enjoy somebody else's art. Okay, another one. Great food with some lovely wine. You know what? Simple, classic, it works for me. It is the summer, so another happiness touchstone is Aperol Spritz. Kind of specific, but I've introduced a couple of people to it, and honestly, I just love it. It hits the spot. It makes me think of summer. And like Aperol Spritz, the sand, the lake, my happy place. And then again, food related, but fondant au chocolat or apple crumble. I have indulged in both relatively recently. Very happy. Now, this is a week all about self-protection, so there was, of course, a task about setting boundaries. And I feel like I have spoken about my boundaries before, but I'm just going to reassert them. I had no work on the weekends. I don't answer work texts past 7 p.m. And I also do not sacrifice my own art for somebody else's art. That's just not happening anymore. Fuck that shit. Final one, I will have fun making my art. I really need to... Oh, sorry. I will take my art seriously and have fun doing it. And then finally, the last task was 3 ways that you have nurtured your artist and 3 ways that you could or will nurture your artist. So 3 ways that I have nurtured my artist. Number 1, saying no. I've said no to someone that I've worked with previously, dared to ask for help. Again, this is something that I've mentioned before, but also to actually get people properly involved in the stuff that I want to make, because in the past I've been very shy and conscious of taking up people's time, but actually sometimes you just have to be like, hey, could you do this and that for me, please, when you're available, and they're more than happy to actually do it. Sometimes they would actually rather you speak to them and ask them to do what you want them to do than do everything yourself, and then they find out and they're like, yo, what the fuck am I, why am I involved in this project if you're going to do everything yourself anyway? Okay, and then making some incredibly frivolous piece of art, which I have, my little doodles that I mentioned before, so there we go. Then list, okay. We now move on to the list 3 actions that you could or would take for your artist moving forwards. For me, honestly, it's keep showing up for your art, even if it's a very small amount, depending on the days, because anyway, loving myself just a little bit harder and trying to, when necessary, spread that love to other people when they need it. I have been receiving some love recently, and one of my friends was like, hey, do you want me to give you some feedback? We could go page by page, which is amazing. It was the wrong time, but lovely for her to offer, so thank you so much. And finally, buying myself some sexy clothing. Do not ask me why that would help my inner artist, but don't question it, it will. Final thing is do one lovely thing for yourself each day this week. So 7 things. So one of them, bake, cook, read a book, buy a book, draw or paint, buy yourself some nice adult clothes. Not sexy this time, just fancy clothes. And number 7 is private, but it's, yeah, definitely trying to remember it. Okay, then we are on the creative affirmations now, which for me this week is having fun and making good art are not mutually exclusive. You can have fun whilst making good art. You also need to be okay with making some really shitty art until you get to the good art, because Jesus Christ, but regardless, anyway. Right, thank you for your attention, thank you for listening, thank you for your patience, and see you next week for chapter 11, which is a whole chapter on recovering a sense of autonomy. Let's see how that goes.